Kim has Zionist media handlers surrounding her, all in and out her Hulu TV show, all in and out her family, all in or out the house that I created for my family.
Kanye West has never been afraid to stir the pot. From uproarious award show interruptions to jaw-dropping fashion statements, controversy is practically his middle name. But the headlines coming out in recent weeks aren't just about misguided fashion choices or boastful claims about his own genius. This time, the chaos hits closer to home. Because not only is Kanye targeting fellow artists and once close friends, he's directing his fury at his own children.
And in 2025, the world's most well-known living anti-Semite has ratcheted up his ratchetness, his evilness. He is evil.
The most astonishing development involves Kim Kardashian abruptly halting her daughter North's visit with Kanye, reportedly because Andrew Tate, an infamous figure embroiled in serious controversies, was expected to be there. It's a move that sparked a firestorm across news outlets, from PageSix to NYPost, setting off a fresh round of discussions about parenting, celebrity drama, and the limits of tolerance when it comes to mixing kids with scandal-laden personalities. So, how did we get here? How did a musician once revered for reshaping hip-hop end up so publicly at odds with almost everyone in his orbit?
Thank you so much for just taking care of my kids, man.
Absolutely. I love you so much, man.
And what exactly happened that caused Kim to slam the door on her daughter's time with Kanye? Let's pull back the curtain on this unfolding saga, one that's at once deeply personal and undeniably emblematic of how messy celebrity life can become in the digital age. Over the years, Kanye West has displayed a penchant for unpredictability. But in the past few weeks, he's dialed the chaos up to a level that's alarming, even for those who have stood by him through his most outrageous statements.
Of all media, the original influencer and somebody who unequivocally denounces everything that Kanye West has been spewing for years now.
His social media posts read like a rolling thunder of grievances against the world. Some are full of sorrow and frustration. Others brim with pointed accusations, naming high-profile figures from the music and fashion industries. While Kanye has famously complained about record labels, media bias, and public misinterpretations before, this current streak feels different.
I know a lot of you don't have sympathy for Kim Kardashian, but I do. She is stuck with this man for life.
He isn't simply complaining, he's condemning individuals. He's not just upset, he's furiously calling out those he believes have betrayed him. Long gone are the days where he would drop cryptic hints. Now, he issues explicit statements implicating everyone from his former collaborators to corporate powerhouses. Observers say the turning point arrived when Kanye began making deeply personal jabs at family matters. Instead of keeping private disputes quiet, he broadcast them, revealing an unsettling sense of resentment toward Kim Kardashian, the mother of his children.
Thank you so much for just taking care of my kids, man. And ain't nobody reach out to them. Ain't nobody call them. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. That meant so much.
He's accused her of not respecting his parental rights, while she quietly tried to manage his social media spirals behind the scenes. But as we'll see, Kim's patience has worn thin, particularly once Andrew Tate's name entered the picture. And that's where the story escalates from troubling to outright alarming. If there's anything Kim Kardashian prides herself on, it's controlling her narrative and protecting her children from the darker corners of fame. Yet even with all her experience in handling PR storms, the situation with Kanye has pushed her to make drastic decisions. According to multiple reputable outlets, PageSix, NYPost, The Adelaide Now, and news.com.au, Kim discovered that Andrew Tate, a controversial figure facing serious accusations on an international scale, was expected to join Kanye at the same place North was visiting.
Some of you might say mental illness. Kanye says he doesn't have any mental illness, just autism. He's not bipolar, he's not schizophrenic, he claims he's just autistic.
Alarm bells immediately went off. Kim wasted no time. She reportedly cut North's visit short, insisting her daughter leave before the Tates could arrive. For those unfamiliar, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan gained infamy due to allegations involving trafficking and exploitation. Though Kim rarely addresses public controversies head-on, sources close to her say she felt it was her duty to prevent North from crossing paths with men linked to such severe accusations.
Sometimes it's challenging for people to create something without boundaries, and I feel like I have a responsibility to innovate and to fight for creativity.
Kim's urgent response sent a clear signal. She's done playing nice when it comes to safeguarding her children. Even if co-parenting ideally involves letting both parents make decisions, Kim drew a firm boundary upon learning the Tates would be around. This swift intervention has amplified the already massive scrutiny on Kanye's social circle and decision-making. Critics argue Kanye is deliberately associating with figures like the Tates to shock or provoke.
You know what I'm saying? That you reached out and took the money and wing while I'm in this. Man, I appreciate you. Bird up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you so much, man. It's like you raised me. Even when I didn't know you.
Others believe he's grasping for allies, no matter how controversial, as he becomes increasingly isolated. Regardless of his motivation, Kim's stance is unwavering. She's not allowing any scenario that puts her kids in questionable company. To understand the gravity of Kim's reaction, it helps to know why Andrew Tate's presence is so alarming. Tate is no stranger to controversy. He's repeatedly made headlines for extreme commentary on women, hyper-masculine posturing, and, most seriously, allegations related to trafficking.
AKA laughing gas. And that reportedly has been causing him memory issues. I see a Wendy Williams future for him.
Authorities in multiple countries have probed him and his brother, though specifics are often cloaked in legal and social media battles. For Kim, who's always been outspoken about women's rights and child welfare, the idea of her daughter being in proximity to Andrew Tate is intolerable. She didn't wait for detailed explanations or second-guess Kanye's intentions. She simply ended North's visit. This decisive action was widely applauded by fans who believe that children's safety outweighs any co-parenting niceties. Yet, some defenders of Kanye claim he was merely seeking a conversation about male empowerment or free speech, suggesting the Tates are misunderstood. Others roll their eyes at the notion, pointing out that Kanye has a track record of aligning himself with individuals who are lightning rods for controversy. What becomes clear is that Kanye's choice of associates is stoking Kim's suspicions. If the presence of Andrew Tate can't be justified to her, it's a non-starter for the kids to remain.
If you look at the two Interview magazine covers, look at the one when I was there and look at the one when I'm not there. And that's the reason why this Tuskegee experiment of such that's happened to the Black community.
As a result, Kim's stance has emboldened her to take further steps to limit Kanye's influence where the children are concerned, especially when you factor in his other troubling actions, like publicly naming their kids in a bizarre list of betrayers. In a moment that felt more like a soap opera twist than a typical celebrity meltdown, Kanye recently shared a so-called list of people he believes have betrayed him. This startling roster includes old collaborators like John Legend and Kid Cudi, industry heavyweights such as Adidas and Balenciaga, even entire communities, and most jarringly, Kanye's own children and extended family. To many, this move crossed a moral line. The idea that Kanye would publicly declare his own kids as enemies or part of a betrayal ignited a wave of shock across social media. Sure, Kanye has always been theatrical in calling out perceived slights, but involving his children so explicitly is a step that shattered any semblance of fatherly discretion.
And he's not taking any medication that we know of. He has been reported this year to be abusing nitrous oxide.
Kim Kardashian, according to insiders, was outraged. She views this as a testament to how unhinged Kanye's perspective has become. It's one thing to clash over finances or brand deals, it's another to lump your kids into a conspiracy-laden rant. In Kim's eyes, these targeted comments endanger the kids' emotional well-being. If Kanye is comfortable labeling them as backstabbers, who knows where else his train of thought might lead? Meanwhile, fans and observers note a tragic irony. Kanye repeatedly claims he's fighting for paternal rights, yet undercuts that stance by disparaging his own offspring. It's a contradiction that throws his motivations into question, leaving many to wonder if this is merely a desperate cry for attention or the culmination of a deeper mental health crisis. As if the family drama weren't enough, Kanye decided to lob insults at Beyoncé and Jay-Z, once considered close friends and mentors, specifically targeting their young twins. Reports suggest he used a derogatory slur in reference to their children's mental capacity, an unprovoked attack that left even longtime fans aghast. Beyoncé and Jay-Z, renowned for their privacy, typically ignore most controversies.
God is alive, the devil is a defeated foe, and Kim is a Christian woman, and she's not here just to have content up on adult channels. She's not here just to have that last Interview magazine cover.
but the rumored reactions from their inner circle indicate they're livid. Beyoncé's sister, Solange, is known to be fiercely protective of her family, and cryptic social media updates hint at her outrage. Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mother, took a more public approach, calling out ignorance and evil without naming names, though it was widely interpreted as a swipe at Kanye.
Where they took the fathers out of the home and the leaders out of the community and have torn apart the community. Now they've seen that's worked, and they're doing that to America. They're attempting, they're trying.
This moment proved a crucial tipping point for public opinion. If slandering his own children wasn't bad enough, mocking other celebrities' kids who have zero involvement in his disputes seemed spiteful beyond measure. The unwritten rule in Hollywood is to keep children out of feuds. By blasting the Carter twins, Kanye effectively destroyed any lingering goodwill from fans who might have still empathized with his struggles. It also opened up a conversation about mental health and accountability. People started asking, at what point does the industry step in to contain someone who's wielding hateful rhetoric on such a grand scale? Celebrities from all corners weighed in, some urging a more compassionate approach, while others insisted it's time for Kanye to face real consequences. The response to Kanye's recent actions has been swift and overwhelmingly critical. While he once enjoyed a measure of sympathy, he lost his mother, he's a misunderstood genius, or he must be off his meds. These arguments are wearing thin in the face of relentless attacks on children, entire communities, and even religious groups. Calls for accountability are on the rise. Internet users and some fellow celebrities suggest a conservatorship might be in order, pointing to examples like Britney Spears and Wendy Williams, who had legal oversight during periods of instability. The logic is simple. If Kanye can't regulate his own behavior to avoid harassing others, especially minors, perhaps external measures are necessary. Others argue that forced legal interventions can be deeply problematic. They point out how conservatorships can be abused, leaving the person under them with limited rights. Still, there's a stark difference between a stifling arrangement and necessary supervision when someone's actions endanger children or incite hateful rhetoric. Meanwhile, fans who still support Kanye often cite mental health concerns. They argue he's crying out for help in the only way he knows how. The question is whether one can hold empathy for someone's mental health struggles while also condemning the harm they cause. Many have concluded that the two are not mutually exclusive. You can want Kanye to receive proper care while also demanding he take responsibility for vile remarks. Amid the backlash, there's an intriguing subplot: Kanye's blossoming alliance with Sean Diddy Combs. Despite disavowing almost everyone in his circle, Kanye has been effusive in praising Diddy, touting him as a misunderstood icon who sees through the industry's manipulations. Diddy, for his part, hasn't done much to either confirm or deny the depth of their relationship. He's appeared in a few social media clips with Kanye, offering vague platitudes about brotherhood. Fans are left wondering if Diddy genuinely stands behind Kanye's inflammatory behavior, or if he's just trying to maintain a neutral stance for business reasons. Critics point out that Diddy himself has faced controversies, from financial disputes with former artists to questionable stories about how he handles business deals. Aligning with someone as volatile as Kanye could tarnish Diddy's own brand, unless he believes he can rehabilitate Kanye's image. Speculation abounds that Kanye might see Diddy as a crucial ally, given Diddy's extensive connections. However, this gambit seems fraught with risk. As Kanye's meltdown intensifies, anyone visibly supporting him might find themselves implicated. For Kim, though, it's merely another sign that Kanye's judgment is off-kilter. She has no intention of letting Diddy's presence sway her decisions regarding their children's safety and upbringing. To fully grasp the gravity of Kanye's current spiral, it helps to revisit some of his past controversies. There was the infamous moment he stormed the stage at an awards show, snatching the microphone to declare someone else's victory undeserved. Years later, he donned a red political hat that infuriated many in his fan base, prompting intense debates about his political alignments. Yet, there's a sense that this recent spate of attacks is different in scope and severity. Iggy Azalea's recollection of her encounter with Kanye, where he allegedly showed her explicit material and made inappropriate remarks, speaks to a pattern of crossing boundaries that's long been simmering. Now, those blurred boundaries have erupted into a torrent of toxic posts. Mental health conversations have always shadowed Kanye's career. He's openly discussed struggles with bipolar disorder and trauma after losing his mother. Many empathize with him on this front, urging patience and understanding. But the question remains: how do we navigate that empathy when someone consistently lashes out in ways that harm others? The most heartbreaking aspect is his shift from rhapsodizing about fatherhood to publicly including his kids on an enemies list. Those who once admired his devotion to family are now left to wonder if the man who wrote songs like Hey Mama and spoke passionately about protecting his children still exists beneath the chaos. Some hope this is a temporary break from reality, but others fear the damage may be too vast for any quick fix. With each incendiary post, Kanye invites legal implications. Kim, feeling cornered, is reportedly weighing her options, from modifying custody agreements to demanding that visits with the children occur only under strict conditions. Given the Tates' involvement, men clouded by allegations so severe that multiple countries are interested in them. Kim's stance is that a judge might see Kanye's actions as irresponsible, if not outright dangerous for the kids. On the business front, Kanye has already suffered significant blows. Past controversies led to collapsed deals with major brands. Now, as he broadens his list of betrayers, more corporate entities have reasons to keep their distance. Rumors swirl that music industry insiders are refusing new collaborations, unwilling to gamble on an artist who can turn on them at a moment's notice. The Carters, meanwhile, hold immense sway in entertainment circles. If Kanye continues to insult Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and especially their children, he could find himself blacklisted from pivotal opportunities. Already, people who once admired his talent are turning away, citing both moral objections and the practical risk of associating with someone so volatile. All of this puts Kanye at a crossroads. He's amassed fortune and fame over decades, shaping popular culture in ways few artists can claim. But that legacy teeters precariously if courts decide he's unfit for custody, or if business partners determine he's too toxic to touch. And while Kim's next move is still uncertain, insiders say she won't hesitate to protect her kids from whatever destructive path Kanye treads next. It's tempting to dismiss this entire saga as just another celebrity meltdown, but look closer, and you'll see deeper issues of mental health, parental responsibility, and the power dynamics in an industry that celebrates eccentricity, right up until it becomes a menace. Kanye West's unraveling raises questions not only about how far is too far, but also about who steps in when children are dragged into the crossfire. Kim Kardashian's swift action to remove North from a setting involving Andrew Tate underscores a universal truth. For many parents, the well-being of their kids comes before any idea of maintaining a united public front. Kanye's choice to align with controversial figures while lambasting his own family isn't just another bizarre chapter in his storied career. It might be the point of no return. For fans, the heartbreak is real. Many grew up inspired by Kanye's music, enthralled by his creativity, only to now see him seemingly dismantling every meaningful relationship he's built. And for those who once defended him on grounds of mental health, even compassion has limits when the attacks target children. The question gnawing at everyone is whether Kanye can or will pull back from this ledge. With every new social media post, he edges closer to complete isolation, alienating not just critics, but also those who once adored him. Could a final push for therapy and reflection save him from losing everything? Or is the damage done? The breach is too deep to repair. Ultimately, this isn't just a Hollywood spectacle. It's a mirror reflecting how fame, unchecked power, and unresolved traumas can collide in ways that hurt real people, especially the most vulnerable, like children. As the cameras flash and social media devours every revelation, one truth stands out. Behind the glitz and the headlines are families dealing with heartbreak and a once legendary artist on the brink of losing it all. For now, the world watches, waits, and wonders. How much longer until Kanye's Scorched Earth campaign runs out of fuel? Will he seize one last chance to course correct or continue his descent, pulling everyone in his orbit deeper into chaos? The answers remain uncertain, but one thing is clear. Kim, North, and the rest of their family refuse to be unwilling passengers on his ride into darkness. Stay observant, stay empathetic, and remember, even the brightest stars can implode under the wrong circumstances, leaving behind a cautionary tale for anyone navigating the treacherous intersection of mental health, fame, and parenthood.